Academy. We planned some cool stuff. This morning we had a cool meeting with this um, our buddy all the way in the UK launching his platform. Well, they've been established, Share Vision. This is something new. We don't want to leak. I mean, we just want to share like, hey, there's a new platform we're on. We might be dropping some heat there. Give you guys the heads up so when we do start sharing that stuff, you guys can check us out over there with some awesome content. But as far as that, we're jumping into the last week of February, last full week of February. This month we have been covering for our Trading Topic Tuesdays a free call for all our members. And we've been covering the topic of crypto. We went over the history of crypto in the first week. We went over risk management in crypto, so creating or just looking at it from an investing perspective, right? What does a investment portfolio look like? How does crypto change it up, right? It's a volatile type of market or asset, and we have to take that into consideration when we are putting money to work in the markets, whether that be through real estate, business, or commodities, futures, forex. We got crypto, the new kid on the block, and so with that space, I mean, it's a brand new space. We have NFTs also. We haven't really even touched NFTs yet. Maybe I think that's going to be in the near future. We'll do some cool calls about that. We got some buddies in the network who's just kicking butt in
Killing it. Yeah, he's
the
killing it.
NFT space, right? So be on the lookout for that. But risk management, really, what it comes down to is like, what do you guys? I mean, how much do you want to expose yourself to the market? What can you afford to lose? You don't want to over leverage, right? Especially in any other asset. We no one really has a crystal ball on what to expect when putting their money to work in the market. So going back to that, we covered last week with strategies, trading strategies, as well as crypto. And so, what does that look like? We touched base on some different things. You can day trade crypto. It is somewhat of an active market. It is a 24/7 market compared to the other markets who are 24/5, right? Forex,
Yep, yep.
24/5. Stocks, it's very limited. They're only,
Window.
yeah, small window. There's no overnight trading. Options, same thing. Futures, it's similar to forex. It's almost 24/5. I mean, it's almost on the same schedule. So yeah, crypto provides that um, weekend action where you can swing trade, you can long term invest, hodl, you can do that, do all that. And so that brings us to tonight's topic where we are going over the wallets. Where does that play a role? Wallets play a role, right? We have cryptocurrency, we have blockchain technology, we have the exchanges, and now there's this thing called digital or hard wallets. Yeah, and I think Reed, you went over going through making a MetaMask, right? That's just one of
Uh,
the.
yeah, MetaMask is one of them, but I mean, I can't do it on Safari. I use Safari all the time. But you do need like Chrome, Firefox, or Edge to actually download it through a screen. But I do have my phone. Let me get my phone.
Yeah, before we jump to actually talking about MetaMask, let's talk about like the different types of wallets, right? I believe there's a few, just a couple things to consider when creating a wallet, right? What types of wallets are there, right?
I
Where are
think
they?
well, one thing, so I just learned this, right? So I thought like, okay, I have a Gemini account, that's my wallet. But actually Gemini uphold their exchanges and they have wallet services, which is like essentially, yeah, you can make your same accounts, just different branches. So what is a crypto wallet? A crypto, are we gonna get into this, or
Yeah, let's go.
you want me to
Let's
explain
talk
this?
about the overall.
Yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, so a crypto wallet is what that is basically a company gives you a private key and a public key. and it's crypto. It's cryptography. So it's using the science of crypt, cryptographic, or that word,
Cryptic.
cryptography,
Cryptic.
to actually and in the way like exchanges happen online is basically a handshake and a virtual handshake. So basically it says, hey Glenn, I'm Reed. And Glenn asks me, how do I know you're Reed? Show me some proof. And that proof is my public key. So it's like, hey Glenn, look, this is my public key. So he's like, he looks at my public key and he says, oh, okay, yeah, you're Reed. I could tell you are Reed through this key. So he sends me the money. And the way I access of that funds is through my private key, which Glenn doesn't know anything about and no one should know about. So if anyone asks you, hey, what's your private key? That's pretty much, it's more, even more important than your social security, in fact.
Wait,
So why
just
it
to
will be.
pause, just to, so I'm up to speed. So you have the public key, which is that long code, right? Your address code almost, right? Is that
Yes.
it? Okay. And then
Yeah.
you have the secret key, which is
It's the private key.
the private key that you should not
And yeah,
share.
and you should not
Period.
share your private key,
Yeah.
and to access your private key, only you have access, or whereabouts of your private key. And usually it comes just like, to access your wallet, you have like a 12 to 24 phrase code to actually access a wallet. And that's also something where only you should know those specific keywords, and usually it's auto generated. So the one I have, it was auto generated. And a good friend of mine, he who's really into the crypto space, he said, don't even write that down on your phone, don't have it on any digital products, write it down physically with a pen and paper, get that pen and paper and store it somewhere else, don't even take it to the post office or whatnot. And like, it's just safe to only you to know that, and maybe like your direct loved one. So anyway, so that's private and public key, and essentially these companies like MetaMask are the ones issuing out these IDs. And what's cool, the statistic here is, there's so much data in a key, like our wallet um key, that like mathematically you could have more wallets than stars in our known universe. Like
Oh,
that's how many digits, because like it's like a huge no, it's a long number. So if you could exchange all those numbers around, you'd have statistically more stars than the observable universe, which is pretty insane. Like, that's cool. But
so meaning it's harder to hack. Yeah.
yeah, it's harder to hack because there's
Yeah.
so much data out there. But other than that, that's generally what a wallet is,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
And just to add on that, there are different types of wallets, right? We have a digital wallet, we have actual hard wallet, we have a
Hard and
wallet.
soft, cold and hot, like different names, same concept.
We have a wallet with a digital wallet that has a custodian. So I don't know if you ever Zen Wallet or something. It's
Yeah, elaborate, man. Share with me
So
if you like.
even I just learned this too. So there is
Oh,
a
okay.
type. So you got the hard wallet. Let's talk about the wallets, right? You have the hard wallet where it's like a USB, right? You plug it in, and it's super secure, and you take it off, and it's completely off of the blockchain network. It's stored into that special hard wallet, and there's different types of hard wallets out there, range from
Ledger is the most
Ledger,
popular one.
right?
Yeah.
So in that one, I think it was like $140 or something. It's cheaper
Oh
than
yeah,
the.
one I saw 200. It was
Yeah.
200 starting.
See, I mean,
And
it's
it was
still
ledger.com. So
cheaper than Louis V, Gucci wallets, and it provides more protection. So, it's more practical, right? But you know what I mean. It's like, where are you gonna go with that USB drive, and you can't go to the store, right? As of now, you cannot go to Safeway and be all, I want to check out with my crypto hard wallet. What the
I
hell is
just
that,
thought
yo?
of something too. Is like, let's say you're waving around like, yo, you know how much is on this USB? It says 5.1 million, and then you got some robber who knows that, sees you on the street, like, give me your USB right now. Give me that ledger that you have in your hand right now. So I mean, it's very there. There's always gonna be risks. There's always gonna be
Yeah,
risks in anything.
but I mean, in consideration, they still can't, just because they physically have the ledger. Don't mean they can open it, because it has that your pass
The
key, right?
phrase, yeah,
Your
the
phrase.
passphrase, or Yeah, passkey. I forget. I think it's really called passphrase, but
Passphrase.
there's a specific name for it. But
Right.
it's like between 12 to 24 words, individual words.
Yeah. It's yeah. Yeah. I've played around with it and I got one. I have a wallet on Tezos. So that was hard wallet. It's a physical thing. You have your digital wallet, which is the MetaMask, or this other one called Zen, where it's attached to their server, and they just the way I understood it, they're acting like a bank, right? So just to break it down, right? We go to the bank and say I want to go transfer $10,000 to Reed. Um, I can't just because I'm the owner of the bank. I still need their um, agreement, the bank's agreement to go send the money to Reed. You know what I mean? I cannot just tell them, oh, send 10 grand. They gotta go do their own processes. Like if I'm trying to wire money, they need information, and then I gotta go tell them, pay them to go do it, and so they'll do it. So this, I gotta look it up. I think it's Zen Wallet. Um, they act as a custodian. So you have your wallet, right? A digital wallet through them. You have your own pass key, and they have some sort of encrypted pass key on their end to go ahead and complete the transaction. You know, it's going to be every transaction using that wallet will be a joint effort, and they can go ahead and complete the transaction. So that's the way I kind of
Like a
saw it.
bank.
It's like a bank, right? But for crypto, you know, because I can't go to Bank of Hawaii, American Savings, they don't have crypto wallets.
Yeah.
Now, they should be jumping on that stuff, bruh.
I'm sure they're looking into it, man, because that's a lot of technology behind it, you know.
Yeah,
But I
and
mean, like
then
that, is there fees with this company? Because I
so there are
actually,
fees. There are
one big
fees.
thing about crypto is, you know, it deletes the or it mitigates that middleman, and the bank is the middleman, you know. And I think banks, they make the most off of commission off of those fees.
So Zen, here's the. It's fairly new. This is a newer company. Um, so they have, I think their transaction fees. Where is it?
It's kind of like gas, I guess, like gas fees
Yes. So
in
I think if
crypto.
I'm transferring from person to person, there's no transaction fee, but I can purchase more crypto from them with using a like a credit card, and that's where they make their transaction fees through that. And there's another thing, I forget what it was. Security model, uh, open source. They're committed to open source. I gotta go find it, but they don't have crazy fees. I mean, yeah, I mean, eventually we're used to paying bank fees, right? When making transfers, so eventually they're gonna come around. But yeah, that's an option you have. So we did the hard wallets, the digital wallets. MetaMask is one of them that kind of pairs piggy banks off of your browser, right? That's what you're
Yeah.
mentioning. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a I like I'm going off of what you said. So yeah, there's hard storage and soft storage. So soft is basically digital, and then hard is this physical device, and Ledger is one of them. So it's funny because Ledger is it's a pseudonym almost, if I'm using this word correctly. Like, you know, like a Suburban, right? Suburban's actually a company, right? Or a Ford pickup. They'll say Ford pickup, but it's actually just a truck, you know? Or anyways, basically a ledger, people are saying, oh, just put it, make sure you have a ledger. And like, I didn't even know that that was an actual physical or not it was its own entity, its own company.
Yeah.
So if you ever hear the term like, oh, go get a ledger or use a ledger, they're usually referring to a physical device. Like, yeah, I have a ledger. You're like, oh, but is it Ledger the company? You're like, oh no, it's just my ledger. So it's like, it's very interesting how that they've already taken that that weight. They're the heavyweights when it
Yeah,
comes
they're
to
used.
football.
You're using that brand as their name, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So I mean, I think there's pros and cons to each type of wallet, right? Um, the hard wallets, it's like I think they say it's the most secure because it's completely offline, and but there are risks to it, right? You have full responsibility in keeping that safe. So if you gotta go install that safe in your wall through behind that secret painting, you gotta go do that. The hidden bookshelf, you know,
Yeah,
so,
old school, right?
old school.
Going back to the mattress.
So I mean, that's you gotta take that into consideration, and then you gotta also, like I think I read it's not wise to store the actual ledger USB and then store that piece of paper with your passphrase in the same location. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like you
yeah.
gotta have
Don't
nuclear codes. You gotta have freaking put in the opposite sides of the earth, kind. You know. Um,
uh, crypto.com is another one.
yeah.
Specifically crypto.com, ftx.com. I think they had Super Bowl commercials. I didn't watch the Super Bowl, so I don't know, but I know
Coinbase, I
FTX.
think, bruh, had
Oh,
that one.
there's Coinbase. Oh yeah, this is a perfect example. So Coinbase has an exchange. That's where you could buy and sell crypto, and now I think for some forex pairs you could actually do that. And then they have Coinbase dot wallet, and that's where they give you that identification of the wallet. So it's two different, the same company, two different sides of the company.
The other consideration with these wallets is that certain wallets only can deal with certain cryptos. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
So yeah, there are Bitcoin wallets where it's dedicated Bitcoin only, which is, it's kind of, I would say, better because if you're wanting to just be a Bitcoin investor, then that's better to have just one source, and they're not worried about all these other crypto exchanges, not worrying about other technologies coming on board. They're just focused, dedicated to Bitcoin. So, I mean, it could be a win, but I don't speak from experience. I'm not sure.
yeah, so it could be kind of uh, a lot in the beginning for beginner people, like even for myself to even understand. Oh, okay, I need a compatible wallet that can do Bitcoin and Ethereum, because those are kind of like the main players. And then they have these other ones. Does it hold Solano? Does it hold Tezos? Does it hold Stellar? Or you know what I mean? So those are other things. Now we either got to do our research or we got to go wait for the companies to come up with compatible wallets and so that we can go ahead and utilize them. And so those are other things to consider. Now, with the wallet, Reed, does like are we only allowed to store coins in there or can we store other things?
Yeah, like NFTs. Yeah, good question. NFTs are now, since they're part of the crypto network, they involved right now. Most of them use Ethereum. I know that some projects are using their own, trying to use their own coin, but Ethereum's the main driving factor. So if usually, like I think MetaMask, you could store NFTs. You have NFTs, right? So do you
Yeah.
have any? Where would you store them, or where
So
do you store them?
I was playing around with this and I had to sacrifice an NFT of mine. So
Yeah.
to learn this thing.
Did
And
you get a
so,
profit though?
well, I'm still figuring out the whole idea. So I have the app here. It's called Sweet.io, Sweet.io, and they have the
Okay.
exclusive dealings with some of the Formula One companies. And that's the whole
Mm.
reason. The only reason I'm purchasing these NFTs is because I like Formula One. And
Yeah, you.
so Red Bull launched one last year, and I was fortunate enough to go look at this thing. It's like I got a race car, bruh. I got a race
So
car.
is that a real race car in real life, or is it kind of
Yeah,
like just a mod?
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's sick. Yeah.
It's not the champ. So this is a regular race car. They have a limited run, and then they create, since Red Bull won the championship last year, they released a one of one winning race car, and that auctioned for 35 grand. Bang! I was like,
Wow.
dang. So I had the right idea, but it's just that, Red
Your
Bull.
mind was right.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to wallets. So these NFTs are stored on the exchange of Sweet, or I have a wallet on here. Now, these NFTs are made through the Tezos network, which is a different coin or blockchain
Okay.
compared to Ethereum, compared to Bitcoin. So I need to find. Oh, it's a little dark. So I can go ahead and send this NFT, but I need to send it to a Tezos wallet. It will not. I can't send it to a MetaMask.
See, that's a catch, right? That's a catch
Yeah.
for a few things.
And so
Yeah.
with these networks, you guys gotta really be clarified with what blockchain you're on. So Famla's asking if the difference between NFT and crypto. So NFT and cryptocurrency, it's treated as the currency. It's like the US dollar, the euro, the Canadian dollar, right? NFT is the meaning is non-fungible token. So NFT can be through a piece of art, picture, it could be through music, a video, a contract.
Anything really could be an NFT. This video could be considered an NFT in the
Yeah.
future. We put it
And so
specifically.
because it's so new, right now the mainstream what they view NFTs are JPEG pictures of just random
Anything
things,
pictures,
right? Bored
images.
ape or whatever. And so people are using cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum, and they're purchasing these NFTs through different exchanges like OpenSea or Sweet, and it's just like a digital to digital transaction. You're using cryptocurrency, and I'm like, say Reed has an NFT, I'm gonna go send him crypto, and he sends me his artwork, and that's the NFT there. That is a transaction. So Red Bull, they launched their own digital collectibles, they call it, or NFT, um, and I went ahead and purchased it. I did not need to create my wallet first through the Suite platform. I was able to just plug in a credit card and purchase it that way. They go ahead and convert the deal. I don't know.
Wow, that's
And
pretty awesome. That's convenient.
it's very convenient, right? But now I'm committed because I need to have a Tezos wallet because
Yeah.
those are what the NFTs are made out of, you
So
know.
you're all in Tezos, is what you're trying to say.
Well,
No,
as of no, nah, not all in, bro.
no, I'm just messing.
Yeah, so that's the current situation I'm in. I have created, I did play around, and I did create a Tezos wallet, but and then I tried to send it from Suite to my wallet, and I messed up because I think I didn't have the right wallet, dude. So
Oh, the ID, the numbers.
I don't know what happened. So I think the compatibility wasn't there. Something with the wallet. Maybe I had the wrong wallet. So good thing I had to sacrifice one of the free NFTs they sent me. They gave to me. I went to go try just send. I had the passcode. I had the all that stuff, and it didn't make it. So yeah,
As
lost
in, it
forever.
didn't. Oh, see, so we don't know where it is.
We
In
don't know.
digital heaven, in
It,
digital
it's lingering.
purgatory.
It's like that. There was that cartoon movie they made where um, it was lost. It was just lingering that digital thing.
Interesting. Yeah, like just lost forever. Okay, cool. Wreck-It Ralph.
But maybe it was Wreck It. Yeah,
I don't
right,
know.
yeah, that is the one. I think so, bro.
But yeah, so like they're very crypto and NFTs, they're linked, but they're two different products.
Yeah,
One uses NFT uses crypto.
and NFTs, it's just evolving, right? It's not just a plain picture. I mean, bring in the metaverse, for example. You can buy digital assets on there, or Fortnite. This is the way I understood NFTs. So
Yeah.
people who play Fortnite, right? I got my little nephews and stuff. They buy um, Fortnite
Skins.
dollars or whatever, right? So they could buy a skin, so some gear for their character, and that's considered. I mean, that can be translated into NFT because you converted real money for that digital asset, and you'll have no use for that thing, right? That skin nowhere else in the world except for Fortnite on that game, on that character, you
In
know,
that metaverse.
in that right on that platform. And that's the way I kind of understood NFTs, you know. And so going forward, you know, it's gonna be just evolving. I believe people are using NFTs. I think Gary V was creating a whole like I think there's a restaurant, dude. You have to have an NFT to enter this restaurant in real. So there's a real life restaurant, and you know how there's those exclusive ones, and so I think you need to have be in the network or have that NFT of that group, and then you can go and dine in.
Yeah, I mean, NFTs are an amazing subject on its own. Like
Yeah,
I could keep going with NFT. I love
yeah.
NFTs now. I mean, just the possibilities of it, and then going into the metaverse, like that's an entire new web topic that I would love to get into. But let's refocus back on wallet. I love it though, man. Oh man, we could keep going. It'll be a long chat. I love it. I love it. But no, yeah. So like, but I mean, like pretty simple, right? Wallets are pretty simple to set up, and like you could one key advice for setting up your wallet is when you Google like crypto wallet, don't click on an ad, because usually when you search using the search engines, Google, Ask Jeeves back in the day, whatever it is you use, it's gonna have a bunch of ads in the beginning. Don't click on those ads because sometimes they could lead to alternative sites. What you want to do is you want to make sure before you link anything with any account. I mean, this is basic cybersecurity or internet's protocols, right? For the users, make sure you're going to the correct website and that it is the legit website. When you set up your wallet, that's a very red flag right there to make sure with the
Oh,
URL.
question: what would be the main reason why someone needs a crypto wallet right now?
To secure your cryptocurrencies so no one else has access to those funds. It's essentially a bank account. It's a
Mm.
different account. What would you say?
Yeah, I think if you're coming in, if you're new to the crypto world, and you're planning to put money in there and make safe transactions, then the wallet is the vehicle that you need to complete those transactions, whether it be through for NFTs or just exchanging services through buying products through crypto. And it's becoming very real. And the other thing that just popped up for me is like, how do we determine taxes? After that,
Yeah.
do we?
So if
I
I
don't
put
know.
in,
That's a
yeah,
new
if you
one.
put in like, let's do some fun intellectual thinking here. Is you put 5K into Bitcoin, you put it on your MetaMask, your wallet. Only you have that 5K. It's tax season. Bitcoin just shot up 100%, and I originally invested 5K. Now I have 10K. I'm sitting at 5,000 profit. What happens next, right? Like these are answers I don't know, but it is tax season. Probably get those answers answered. But I mean, it's just fun things to think about, right? Like how do you do that? You like show the person your private wallet? Like obviously you're not going to show them your private key, but you could be like, this is how much I have in this wallet here.
I think for established exchanges that's monitored, when you make your transaction from your cold wallet to Coinbase or Crypto.com or whatever, Gemini, and they see that you sold X amount of Bitcoin for your 5K profit, then that's noted. You don't have to show your wallet, I believe. You know.
Yeah. Or so like what I mean is like they're not like now it's not that I didn't sell. I just bought 5K worth and now the value has increased.
Yeah. I mean, if
So
if it sits in your
is that
wallet, I
considered
believe
unrealized gains?
it's still unrealized gains,
Okay, okay.
and therefore you don't need to pay taxes on it. It's like that
Yeah.
sitting piece of real estate that went up in crazy value, but you did not sell it. You still have it. You know what I
You
mean?
just made
So
me think too.
yeah,
Is it's not gonna say I have $5,000. It's gonna say you have 0.0113745 Bitcoin
yeah,
BTC in your wallet. So it's
that's
not
it.
actually gonna show that number. It's just gonna show you what amount of Bitcoin you have or a specific crypto. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, that is a good
That's another
question.
great point about crypto is like that 1.0 Bitcoin is 1.0 Bitcoin. But in fiat or dollars, that could fluctuate all across the board, but it's one Bitcoin's one Bitcoin, right? And that's the whole if you read the white paper, so white paper is like why the that crypto was established and what it stands for, the math behind it. So the white paper basically explains like there's a limited quality like gold for the price to maintain. It's a hedge against inflation. It's a hedge against economic troubles. So like again, one Bitcoin will always be one Bitcoin, which is so cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's a new deal, man. I love it. I love the crypto and the wallets. Excited for where it's gonna go. There are lots of speculations with the overall crypto market. Whether even countries are gonna allow it. And so who knows? It could crash and burn tomorrow or go to the moon. They say.
So Russia identified that I think I don't know if it was passed yet, but they are trying to pass it as legal currency in Russia, all across the board federally. And then California is the most recent state to send it up to their government to call it consideration um, that Bitcoin's legal tender to be used in the state of California. So I mean, it could be a. I mean, at least it is election time, so people they're gonna say what the hot topics are, right? They're gonna bring that up into. So take everything with a grain of salt until it happens.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just the thing that I think what the takeaway here is just the fact that it's being mentioned more frequently in news and in governments. That means we're getting somewhere as far as the future goes with crypto.
Absolutely. And to bounce off of that, which is why we're bringing up these topics, is to help people gain knowledge on how to navigate through this new space. You know what I mean? Not everyone knows, right? You can't just go to the bank and tell like, yo, how does this crypto stuff work? Shoot, they don't even know how money really works, you know?
The teller, yeah, the teller
The
themselves,
teller,
right?
you know?
Even the
So,
managers
right, even the man.
know what works
So,
in their operation.
not to bash on them. I'm just saying, like,
No,
crypto NFTs. It's a new space. There's a lot of different things. The best we can do is just help equip people how to navigate it and gain some knowledge and keep them away from the scammers, man. Oh my gosh, um,
hey, if you give me $500,
bro.
but in Zuzu coin, I'll turn that $500 to $5,000.
Sold. I'm sold. But as far as that, I mean that kind of wraps up the MetaMask or the wallet talk. And we can, if you guys don't have any other questions, we can shift gears. I can go over some trades and stuff. Go back to the charts and check it
Yeah, man,
out.
pull it up, and I'll be sure to be monitoring the chat.
Raj. Okay, let me see. There you go, man. Got my screen here. So last night, this was a trade I put in the traders lab last night. Price was filling up. We had the President's Day yesterday.
This is the S&P 500,
This is the
right?
S&P 500. Let me just delete some of the. Like it clean. Let me make it clean. Move all studies. Okay. So yesterday we have noticed, or when the market opened, we had a gap down. So price was lingering here on the 21st. So I guess on the market it closed early yesterday, Monday. It was open for a little bit and then it closed early. So it closed here at the end of Monday, and then um, Monday afternoon, which is the following trading day already, that price opened up down here, so we had a gap down of about 20 points, and we made a new low, 42.50. And so I was still on the sidelines anticipating some movement. um I saw the gap down. I'm like, oh, cuz is World War 12 World War 3 happening,
World War
Russia and
12.
stuff. Everyone's always at war, right? So I was waiting, and I saw this consolidation phase. This is a 1600 tick chart. It is kind of like zoomed in. If you compare it to like a 5 minute chart, it's kind of similar. Lots of data here. So I like to use it for intraday entries. I stick to the 1600 tick chart. It's much more cleaner. I like to see more different setups here. So I saw the consolidation, and so price actually filled the gap here. So we had a gap at 42.88. We touched that gap twice, right, without making any uh, dramatic lower lows. So we had the 42.50 low. Price hovered, tried to go lower, nope. Tried to go lower, nope. And it was bouncing in this little range here. And so finally, it broke out. I entered long at 42.86. I had a short stop here. Um, and then price took off, right? And so this was overnight, and I was just letting the trade run. And then I woke up this morning. Let me move this over. Price was it shot up quite a bit. So if I entered at 42.86, I mean, that was a good amount of points. That was like 80 points, man. But
Nice.
I got out. I think at 43.20. Right, I didn't get out at this point. I because I wasn't up yet, so price just lingered, and then I think I closed around here at a later time. So sure enough, price tried to dip back up, but punched up again. And let's see where price is right now. So it's hovering back. So let me zoom out to 2 hour chart.
So it's hovering around the price you got out earlier today.
Yeah, so let me just remove these guys.
Nice move.
So yeah, this was the price action on a 2 hour chart. You can see this long wick touching the previous lows and then pumping back up. So right now it's not really. I'm out of it of any. Oh, you know what? You know what? I lie. I think I'm back in. I'm back in, dog. I got in at
Lie.
42. Let me see. I think it's right now. It's probably running flat. I'm at 43.19. I got in, I believe.
A market order, or
43.19.
you had an
I got
entry
a
set
market
to?
order because I
Gotcha.
reopened after. Yeah, so 43.19. I entered long again, and so I'm anticipating this move to go up. And what I did like to see, that's why I saw it. So on the 2 hour chart, I did see this big rejection here. So it's almost like a double bottom, you know, they call it, little formation there. So I am currently in the trade long on the S&P, E-mini, E-micro,
So
and
I see the market's moving. Is that um
yeah,
is
this
this
is a
the 24-hour market? Futures?
futures is like forex for 24/5.
Oh, got it, got it.
Yeah, so market, this is a live price right now. It isn't too active right now. So let's see the DOM. So you can see some of the volume here. Um, but yeah, it's only 7, so it shouldn't be too crazy. I think Euro, what do you call that? The Euro Open, 9 p.m., right? Or is it Asia?
Tonight?
Asia? I think it's the London Open.
Not
Yeah, 9
Asia.
p.m. London Open. Um, we'll see how price picks up with that. So we got about a little over an hour. The other trade I wanted to look at, wanted to share, I saw this morning was on the stock side, DWAC, crazy price tick up here. And so let's just like bring it back. This is a 1 hour chart. Um, price was just like really lingering around the $70 to $80 range. And then this morning, look at this bugger. We opened at 87. We peaked at 137. $50 move on this stock in one day this morning. Look, DWAG. Reason why, I think because the app, for if you didn't know, Trump released his social media app, Truth Social, and this is the stock company behind it, or that he's partnered with. And because President's Day market was closed, they had to load up their orders for this morning, on Tuesday. So, yeah, I saw this. I was like, dang, bruh. But when I got up, it was already at like 98, 94. You know, currently it's trading at $90. So I'm still in profit in this, but you know,
So
if I woke up during this, well, what?
I mean, I'm about to ruin your
Yeah,
groove,
let me
but
see.
dude, check this out. It doesn't
It's
even show it went up
different,
to
huh?
137.
Yeah, it's weird, bro.
It shows it only went to like not even 100. It didn't even break $100.
Oh yeah, even
Yeah,
on the intraday. Interesting.
this
Let's
is
see.
the 5 minute.
Yeah,
This is
right there, it
crucial.
peaked. Oh my
Not
gosh.
even 100.
Yeah, that's interesting, dude.
Huh. Anyway, I'm sorry, dude. Keep going
No,
with it,
all
guys.
good, all good. Where was I
I was like,
at?
am I looking at the right stock? Like, what the heck? 137 high. It went to like 137 high, I think, back in.
We months ago it went to like 175, I believe, on my thinkorswim chart. But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, this thing does, so that's a good example of price differences between brokers or different feeds, you know.
Yeah.
I might see one thing and then Reed sees another. um you always gotta really make sure that the price that you're getting um reflects the actual price. So it's always good to double check with other platforms. Um, I mean, in my experience,
Different
Thinkorswim,
brokerages. If you're like
yeah.
gonna buy off Fidelity, I'd recommend like just take a look at Schwab or whatever Vanguard. Take a look at extra brokerages just in case it's questionable if you're getting different data. But
Mm-hmm.
go on, and you were saying like in your experience.
Yeah, I mean, my experience, there were some weird difference. I mean, there are, for the most part, Thinkorswim has been accurate. There are some slight differences in between prices, but for the most part, for like in the futures market, I've noticed that the price has been pretty steady because they all get it from the main exchanges. So like the CME exchange or the um, Chicago Board, CBOE, or the NYSE. So a lot of the data we're seeing comes from these bigger or these main exchanges, and so it's a matter of how fast the data is coming in on your end with your computer, with your internet um, provider, right? Those all different, has different things. If you're intraday trading and you have laggy internet, man, good luck. I've been or in a bad reception area. Yeah, Reed, you kind of had some
Oh yeah,
experiences.
definitely had some bad experiences while traveling, trying to uh, move my stop loss.
No
Got that
can,
ticket.
no
Yeah, or
can,
even
bro.
just trying to place trades. So,
Right, right. Yeah, internet
oh,
sucks.
where at Finland?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
provider to.
provider. It's not. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're planning to trade some money, you kind of would need to have some good internet, the minimum. And it all depends though. If you are a swing trader, maybe you don't even need fast internet. You know, it all depends on what strategy because I'm just speaking from experience. I've done the day trading, and I know I needed good data, therefore I opted for the faster internet. But if I'm just checking in, like if I'm traveling and I'm just holding my trades, I'll just check in, and as long as I got some sort of Wi-Fi and I can see an actual price, I'm good. Make some changes, adjust my stop, I'm out. You know what I mean? So I was able to make do with either or. But I know there's those day traders or intraday traders, the scalpers, bruh. They just it's like they need to live at the exchange because that's where they get the data. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it depends like you were saying, it definitely depends. Like if in like the next 2 hours, I have to be sure I'm at the charts, and then you're at somewhere with the unstable internet, you kind of screwing yourself, or you may have to close that position earlier, or like do some minor tweaking adjustments. You always got to go off of your lifestyle too, you know.
Yeah. Be prepared, plan ahead, and yeah, if you know you're gonna be busy, just close the trade, and then wait till you're able
Ease
to
the mind, you know, like
use
I'm
the
all
money.
about mental easiness, less stress as possible. If I'm out like an event or something, and I know in like I have to check that chart at a certain hour, but I at that hour I'm gonna be somewhere. I'd rather just close the position or move my stop to where I don't have to check the chart, even though like maybe my regular time is at that hour. I'll be like, you know, and I already moved my stop. I'm not gonna worry about this anymore because I had my opportunity to do what I needed to do. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely another challenge as a trader.
And then kind of going back to that, it kind of builds your discipline, right? If
Oh
you're
yeah.
like, okay, I know I'm gonna be here at this time. I made my adjustments now for my stops or whatever. I'm not gonna touch the charts. And knowing me before, or I would be like, what is the charts doing? You just go on autopilot, or you just, overrule your earlier decisions, and those can be mistakes. Sometimes you got to put those, implement those decisions that will keep your risk down or keep you from getting into trouble and making unnecessary trades. And so that kind of just goes a little bit more deeper beyond the internet, beyond that. It goes back to the decision making, discipline as a trader, and how to,
Yeah.
stick to your plan, man.
I love like I'll share one personal example. I had moved my stop loss to near break even, so it was just a little red, right? If the price completely went against me, okay. So I'm at this event, right? And I'm trying to move my stop. I'm like, oh, okay, price is moving. I'm gonna just remove my stop and add it and like move it up. Well, I removed my stop and price completely went against me. It dropped and I was in the red, like way more than 1%. And so that in itself is a lesson. You know, once you set your decision, just let it go because no matter what I did, I was in the red. I'm like, wow, if I had just left it, that's the thing. If I just did that, I would be okay, you know? So like that's the thing. Like you don't put yourself in that situation. It mentally sucks. Psychologically it hurts. Then you feel like, am I a bad trader? You know, like those negative thoughts begin to flow in after one small decision mistake. So just keep that in mind. But we're much in a much better place nowadays.
It
Learn
can
from
be a
those
good
mistakes.
it can be a good teacher though. It's a very
Absolutely.
effective teacher, right?
It's very effective. I love that. Yeah, it's a very effective teacher. Going against your trading plan is very effective. But making the
Right?
same
Like same. And then so when I do mess up on the trade, like you know what? I shouldn't have touched my stop, idiot, Glenn. Then I'll come to you, Reed, be like, bro, I just screwed up, man. I just pulled a read yesterday.
Yeah, but that's where you keep each other accountable, right?
Yeah.
And taking that ownership, that accountability is just it's a game changer to the psyche, and
Mm.
it only makes us better when you could own up to it. Whereas like if you're doing this on your own, so I actually that happened when I was before anything, I was still like just trying to find myself in the trading journey. I didn't have anyone to keep myself accountable except myself. So I'd be like, it's fine. It was because of the internet. I blamed the internet. I didn't blame me. I blamed the internet, right? But really, dude, you wouldn't have had that loss if you didn't move your stop loss. So if you just had left it and let it go, don't even look at the charts, you're good. And so again, learning lesson, right? You learn it in hindsight. Unfortunately, that's where the lessons are. But it's a I think
That's
it's
good.
like if you make the same decision and it's a mistake, it's like considered insanity. I forget the famous quote, but like it's basically learn from your mistakes. That's what the whole lesson was.
Yeah. And on that note, we're creeping up on 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to recap of what we talked about is the differences between the wallets for crypto. Why would you need one, right? If you're planning to get into the crypto space to either trade, to either store, to make transactions, you will need a crypto wallet, whether it be digital or cold or whatever, hard ledger. Um, do due diligence when picking one. Signing up should be fairly easy. It's pretty straightforward, but like I said, we really just stress about doing the due diligence and going with reputable companies who do have lots of reviews, or a lot of people are familiar with it. They're a trusted source and whatnot because you are essentially storing your money with them. So those are things that are taken into consideration. Um, Next week, we're starting off a new series. We're done with the crypto space. We're going to jump back into trading. I think next week we're going to be jumping into futures, the futures market, yo. Whoa, shifting it up
Hey.
real quick. Going back to futures, that is my bread and butter. I will be giving a lowdown intro about it. What is it? People, when they hear futures, they don't know it even existed for decades, and that's where billions have been made. So yeah, very excited about sharing that with you guys. We're gonna be starting it off to kick off March and load up with more content. So on that note, guys, I mean, if did you have any other questions, Femlin, before we jump off? I mean, we'd love to answer anything, but
Yeah, I'm excited to learn about futures though.
cool, cool. I hope this was a good hour. Um, and awesome always chatting with everyone here. I mean, this is recorded, we post it up in our mighty networks. So for those who are watching the recording, reach out to us and definitely join us for next week. We'll be talking about futures. All right. So on that note, have a good night. Appreciate you guys.